BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, we're back. Man, what a crazy, crazy card that was. That's the type of card that should have been at the Sphere. Ilya Topuria Holloway. Hamzat, obviously Hamzat can't come to Vegas, but man, Hamzat is a monster. That co-main main event, those were absolutely just remarkable. I mean, that's what you talk about, high-level MMA. That's it right there, man. Hamzat Chimaev just completely crushed Robert Whittaker. I bet on Hamzat. I had him winning. He was one of my picks. I knew Whittaker was going to be in some trouble there because he just doesn't have the ground game of he doesn't have the wrestling background of a Usman or a jiu-jitsu of a Gilbert Burns to really give Hamzat the trouble. But yeah, man, shout out to Hamzat. That guy's the real deal. Give him a title shot for sure. Unless he can't fight for a few months, then maybe winner of Strickland DDP. You know, the issue is if it's another, well, let's say Strickland fights DDP in the meantime and Hamzat gets the winner. What happens if it's a draw or something like that, you know, or a weird controversial finish or something like that? And then they have to do a rubber match, a third match, and then Hamzat's out for longer. I don't like it. So ideally throw Hamzat in there. He's definitely the best guy in that division, hands down. Give him that title shot. He's finally earned it, and no one can say, oh, he hasn't fought a middleweight or true middleweight. That is out the window, man. And then you got Topuria. Topuria is a monster. I said in the video, I'm like, if Topuria wins, I have a feeling it's going to be by decision. Boy, was I wrong. Because I've never seen Max Holloway even get dropped like that. He was hurt, man. Max Holloway's known. Those Samoans are known for having, crazy granite chins. That just shows you how hard Ilya Topuria hits, man. Because when he hit Max with that left hook, Max did not know what hit him. And I'm going to be real with you. There's no one out there that wants to see Volk fight Topuria. No one. I haven't talked to anyone where they're like, yeah, man, I can't wait for the Volk Topuria rematch. Like, that's crazy, and I get it. The UFC owes Volkanovski a favor because he took that fight on short notice in Abu Dhabi against Islam. That's the only reason he's getting that title shot. He absolutely does not. No one wants to see it. I don't want to see Ilya versus Volk again because I truly think that the same thing happens as the first fight. And I just want some fresh blood in there. Tell me Diego Lopez versus Topuria isn't the match to make. Topuria versus Diego Lopez is a sick fight, man. Because Diego Lopez is a monster. He comes out there ready to go. And, he's got an exciting fight style. He comes out there to finish. And so does Topuria. And that's a crazy fight. And Diego Lopez is big for that weight class. And he's got great jiu-jitsu as well. So their jiu-jitsu, I would like to see that, man. I'd like to see that Diego Lopez fight. And no one's even talking about Movsar Evloev. Because Movsar Evloev is really, really good. He's just super technical, very high-level wrestler, and he's got decent striking as well. Doesn't have the same power as Topuria, but he can really wrestle and grapple. So he might give Topuria some issues in that department. Also, another guy no one has even brought up yet, but they will, is Umar. Umar is fighting Merab. That's confirmed by Dana. If Umar goes in there and beats Merab like I expect him to, and maybe he cleans out a few more, you're thinking Umar because he can move up. Because Ilya Topuria is not a big featherweight. That would be cool to see Umar move up after he beats Merab, if he beats Merab. Because no one's really talking about that, but Umar's the real deal. And I could see something like that because he's undefeated as well, right? You're seeing these top guys coming out now, these undefeated fighters that are real deal. Hamzat, you got Topuria now. It's insane. Now you're, Umar. These guys are the real deal, man. It's exciting, man. But yeah, this weekend we got Brandon Moreno taking on Amir Albazi in Edmonton, Canada. I don't know about you guys, but they do never ever give Canadians the good cards. Yeah, they really shit the bed, as the kids would say now. on these Canadian cards. They're brutal, man. Give the Canadians a nice title shot and not Amanda Nunes, because that was the last one, I believe. I remember when GSP was fighting, they would give Montreal the heavy cards, right? Toronto, the heavy cards, but Edmonton, Vancouver, they're getting the worst cards ever. Brandon Moreno, Amir Albazi, like, all right, that I see that fight should be like a first fight on the main card. Really, a main event? I mean, you guys have such a stacked roster. You couldn't bring anyone better to Edmonton. Jeez, it's cold out there. Nobody wants to fight in Edmonton. Edmonton is cold. Last time I had been in Edmonton, it was like 20 years ago, and I went to the mall there. It was just nothing to do in Edmonton, really. It's just super cold. Brandon Moreno taking on Amir Albazi. Brandon Moreno has had some close split decision losses, right? Lost to Brandon Royval, lost to Pantoja. And I have a feeling he might lose a split decision here as well, because I'm going to go with Amir Albazi on this one. He's a very good grappler, and I just want to see some new blood in that division, right? Brandon Moreno's been at the top for a while. Let's get him out of there. I would like to see Amir Albazi get some new blood in there, and he's got a great record too, 17-1, coming off a split decision win over Kai Car-France. Close fight. He was dominating the grappling department for sure. Took Kai's back a few times, but I'll go with Amir Albazi, the underdog on that one. I'll go against what everyone else is feeling. Aaron Blanchfield taking on Rose Namajunas. Now, Rose does have a decent ground game, pretty good takedown defense as well, but Aaron Blanchfield is a monster, and she's young, hungry. She's big for the weight class. She's strong. I really like Aaron Blanchfield on this one. I think she's going to be able to take Rose down and just dominate her on the ground. I'm not saying she's going to be able to submit Rose, but it's only a 3-rounder, I believe. So I'm going to go with Aaron Blanchfield on that one. And she's coming off a loss to Manon Furio, who is really big for that weight class. She's a monster. Derek Lewis taking on Jonathan Deniz. I believe Jonathan Deniz is like a super high-level glory kickboxer. He's the real deal. Jonathan Deniz is a monster. Let's see here. I'm going to go with Jonathan Deniz on this one. Derek Lewis, he did look good his last fight, right? He came in there, got a nice finish, beat Roger De Lima before that. But then the one before the Nascimento fight, he lost to Jalton Almeida, where he just got out-grappled for the entire fight. It's pretty boring. But I think Jonathan Deniz, given his super high-level striking background, he's going to be able to deal with the power of Derek Lewis. And I think he's going to be able to knock out Derek Lewis, because Derek Lewis is going to come there and try to strike with Jonathan Deniz, and that's just not a good idea. But who knows? Black Beast can knock out anyone. Another heavyweight, we got Kyle Machado taking on Brenson Ribeiro. So Kai Machado is 160 favorite, and he's coming off 2 straight losses. One of them being over Dontel Mays, who's like 10-6, not very impressive. Now you got Brenson Ribeiro coming off 2 straight losses as well. This one I have no idea. I'll go with Kyle Machado by decision probably. I've seen some of his fights, not too impressed, but yeah, I'll go with the Machado decision. Marc-Andre Barriol taking on Dustin Stoltzfus. I'll go with Marc-Andre Barriol on that one. Next one, Mike Malott taking on Trevin Giles. Mike Malott came into the UFC with some hype, and he looked real good. Fought his first fight after the Contender Series against Mickey Gall, completely destroyed him. And this is the guy they want to promote in Canada, because the Canadians don't have really too many big stars right now. They were really trying to push Mike Malott, and then he fought Neil Magny. He was actually winning the fight against Neil Magny, and then Neil Magny turned around in the third and ended up getting a late finish and really stopped that Mike Malott hype train. Curious about this fight. Trevin Giles and Mike Malott have already fought in a grappling match, and Mike Malott completely destroyed him. Won a unanimous decision at Fury Pro Grappling, and I think he's gonna be able. This is a good fight for Mike Malott, and I think he should easily get the win here. Ayman Zahabi taking on Pedro Munoz. Pedro Munoz is like 40 years old now. Ayman's like 36. Geez. I don't know what this one. This one could go either way. I'll take the over on that one, over 2.5. That one's going to decision. This one's exciting. Charles Jourdain taking on Victor Henry. I go with Charles Jourdain, age 28, taking on a 37-year-old. And Charles Jourdain's got a lot of experience. Beat guys like Kron Gracie. He's got some nice wins. Got a great guillotine. Beat Lando Venata. He's got a really good guillotine. Victor Henry, at these lighter weight classes, bantamweight, you're getting up there, 37, 38. That's tough. So I'm going to go with Charles Jourdain, and it's even odds, so I'll go with Air Jourdain on that one. Yusuf Zalal taking on Jack Shore. I don't know if Jack Shore should be plus 210, but Zalal should definitely be the favorite. Alexander Romanov taking on Rodrigo Nascimento. Both guys like to grapple. I just think Romanov is the better grappler, better wrestler, definitely, and he'll be able to take top position. And having Romanov in top position, landing some ground and pound, you're going to be in trouble. So even odds, I'll go with Romanov all day on that one, actually. Sergey City taking on Garrett Armfield. Sergey City had a great match on the Contender Series, won that, and he fought the same guy. The next match, I think it was Ramon Tavares, and lost that one. Now he's taking on Garrett Armfield, who's got a win over Brad Katona. This one's actually going to be closer than most people expect. A lot of people expect the Sergey guy to win and crush him, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. But I'll go with over on that one. But I think Sergey should be able to get it. But Garrett Armfield beat Brad Katona, so he's pretty good. The fight's probably going to go decision. And last one I'll touch on is Cody Gibson. Both guys 37. Cody Gibson's got a lot more experience, so I'm going to go with Cody Gibson on that one. Not the greatest card, I'm not going to lie. They cheap out on the Canadian cards or something, man, because give the Canadians a bit better card than that one, because, that's pretty brutal. But, hey, if there's money to be made, let's do it, right? That's all that matters. I don't care if the card sucks. If I make a bunch of money on it, the card's great, right? That's all that matters, so... If you guys need a place to BetUS, promo code Iceman. Use that promo code Iceman. I'm telling you, I'm going to hook you guys up, man. I believe in Iceman. Trust me, I'm going to hook you guys up. Those are your picks out.